Hello and welcome to yourlocalnote.com. Appreciate you joining us. We've got another live vidcast. We're going to be hanging out with Matt from Lapses, and we're going to be talking about his music and playing it. And we got a great 40 minutes or so of more great music talk here on yourlocalnote.com. All right, coming up next, we'll be talking with Matt from Lapses. We're going to start everything off with the Night of the Dreamer from the EP Pink Oscillator on yourlocalnote.com. The song is called Night of the Dreamer. The EP is Pink Oscillator. The band is Lapses, and we've got Matt from Lapses here hanging out with us tonight. Matt, welcome to yourlocalnote.com.
Well, thank you for having me, RJ.
Appreciate you coming here and spending some time with us. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. This is called synth wave, this type of music, correct?
Yeah, right.
And for people who are old enough, that was big in the 80s.
Right.
You know, a lot of that was. So now a lot of your music is instrumental. You don't have many songs where there's lyrics and singing, correct?
Only one right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just one. But most of my stuff is primarily, I guess, instrumental, but it might change in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully.
So it's something that right now you came up with some instrumentals, and you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
When for example, Night of the Dreamer, you came up with this song. Did you try to come up with lyrics for this, or is this something where you were real happy with the way it sounded?
I mean, I first started writing it. I didn't really think about anything about lyrics. I mean, I just thought, it sounded good as being instrumental. And I mean, I've had people tell me that, maybe you should add lyrics to this song. It might sound good, or old vocals. So I thought that maybe I'll do it for a different song,
Okay.
So there are certain songs that I have done already that I thought about actually adding vocals to, but it's kind of up in the air whether I want to do that or not.
Do you find it difficult writing lyrics? Is that something you have to work on, or is that something it's just your choice after hearing the music?
It can be difficult. I mean, if I have a focus about what I want to write about, if I have like an idea about what I want to write about, it's usually pretty much thinking about that idea and writing it out. Like where everything is, with everything in the EP is a little bit less personal. It's more conceptual, like a film in a way, without really trying to get too personal on it. It's just about thinking of the imagery and trying to kind of write that into the lyrics, because I used to write lyrics in other bands I played in, so it wasn't hard to do, but it's still kind of difficult to try and put it in the right place for this style of music. Now,
synthwave, we were talking actually off the air. This is this the style of music you've always played, or is this something you came to recently?
No, I really haven't started playing until probably maybe like 2 years ago, and I really couldn't even play it. I think I just sat on my keyboard and thought I was playing it.
So you were always a keyboard player?
No.
So you play other instruments?
I played guitar in bands for years, and I picked up a friend's Casio keyboard that was sitting in his basement, and I think I borrowed it and took it home with me, and I just started playing on it, and I was never taught. So everything was just basically by, like, if I thought it sounded good, then I would try and play.
But you have a musical background, so
it's
not like you're teaching yourself, with nothing as far as a bass is concerned.
Right.
You have a musical background, so you know what sounds good and what doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I think I have somewhat of an ear for music.
Okay.
Somewhat. Maybe.
A little bit after a couple of years, sure.
Yeah.
So you're constantly playing around with the keyboard and trying to put stuff together.
Yeah.
And do you form these songs the same way you would do other songs? You have your verses and your I'm drawing a blank here.
You're on the right path.
Okay, so it's basically the same.
Yeah. I mean, I write a lot of my stuff as like intro, verse, chorus. A lot of times
that's the word I was looking for. Jeez.
It's the word.
Yeah. Put my glasses on. They're only for reading, not thinking.
Yes. But there was I've written songs where I've actually began with choruses and verses, which I don't think is too uncommon either in some ways. But I've had people go, "Hey man, where's that verse at?" So, and that really kind of made me think, like, all right, maybe I should start, trying to separate my things, because that's a whole different spectrum when. If you have a drum beat going on and it's the same drum beat throughout the entire song, you really can't. Sometimes you can't see where that part begins or ends because the part keeps going on. So actually, with this EP, I started trying to do different drum beats with a lot of the songs, so people actually have like a feeling of consistency to it, and like it's not just one repetitive beat. Except Hologram Heart, which I really don't want to change a drum beat for that, which I felt was probably the only one that I felt worked.
Do you think eventually you may bring guitars back into what you're doing?
Might not be me playing them.
Okay.
Yeah,
but you may bring other instruments into it.
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, right now, I think I want to probably do more vocal work before I get guitars in there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would love to do that down the road.
So
definitely.
Really, it's wide open for you.
Yeah.
You're just, as you said, you just started this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So you're now going in a different direction than what you've done in the past with your music.
Oh, of course.
And now you're seeing the possibilities of what you could do with everything.
Right.
That's really cool. All right, let's do this. We're going to go on to song number 2, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about that. And then I want to talk about your process of making music with the synthesizer and things like that, okay?
Sure.
All right, the song is called Hologram Heart. Again, it's off the EP Pink Oscillator. Hanging out with Matt from the band Lapses on yourlocalnote.com.
Yeah.
The song is called Hologram Heart, and it's from the EP Pink Oscillator, and the band is Lapses, and we're hanging out with Matt and talking about his music. It is synthwave is the official name of this genre. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, you had lyrics with this song. Who's the singer, by the way?
Lene Stanako, I think. I always mess up her last name.
Okay.
She'll probably, she listens to this or sees this, she'll probably
be
like, why?
She can.
Yeah,
there we go. Okay.
She'll forgive me. I'm pretty sure it's a common mistake.
She sounds good. Now, you wrote the lyrics to this?
I did. And Lene's actually, she's an amazing singer. She plays in this band called Bondage and Discipline, which are from Philly here. And she contacted me a while ago to open up for her at a show at Bourbon and Branch.
Okay.
And I never heard their band before she emailed me, so she showed me her music, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, and I told her after the show we played, which was amazing. I asked, "Would you want to, collab in the future at some point?" And she said, yeah, and actually it was really into the future because it was almost like a year later. Okay. I contacted her and asked her if she wanted to come on board for vocals, and she said, yeah.
Well, it sounds great. I think both of you did a great job with that.
Thank you.
Now, we're talking about this. Synthwave is the name of the genre.
Yeah.
And it harkens back to the 80s. Now, how did you get into this then? Because you were a guitarist and everything, and you said like 2 years ago you finally were just playing around with a synthesizer. But when did you say, you know what, this is what I'm concentrating on?
It was actually probably after I started playing keyboards, I really started to discover synthwave. Actually, I was at a friend's house, and I wasn't playing keyboards for him, but at that time I was doing a project where I did play keyboards, which is like a whole nother story. And I was at his house playing keyboards for his little band he was doing in his garage, and guitar actually a little bit. And we took a break, and he sat me down on his computer to show me music, and he showed me this band called Power Glove. Okay. And I heard of them, and I was never really too familiar with their music, and I listened to it, and it just blew me away. And I thought immediately that, like, I would love to do this kind of style of music, but I have no way. I don't have the equipment to do it. But it took me. It just kind of inspired me, and ever since then I started accumulating, gear to actually try and do this.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's where I was going to go with. Okay, you've got a drum machine, because you've talked about that.
Yeah.
You've got a synthesizer. What other gear? What other equipment? Because I guess the fun thing about this, the attraction of this, is you got just a little bit of equipment that will make all sorts of sounds.
Right.
And it's really sky's the limit, and it's really up to your imagination as far as how to put all these sounds together.
Right.
So I can see why a creative person would be attracted to this, because there's just so much possibility. But you got the synthesizer. What other pieces of equipment do you use to create your sounds?
Well, now a lot of people who tend to do synthwave, they always have a computer. I don't really have a drum machine per se, and I have a drum machine, but it's on an iPad. Okay. And everything I do as far as drums and sequences,
so a program,
is usually on an iPad. Okay. But a lot of my stuff is done live. I have a couple modern synthesizers, like digital analog synthesizers, and I have one big analog 70s synthesizer that it's a Mini Moog, which is amazing. And everything pretty much is just it just comes out of.
So you have like 3 or 4 sets of keyboards.
Sometimes more going on, because the iPad will have keyboards on there. I use my sequencers with. But if you saw me in the past, I know a lot of people who might have seen me in the past know that I do a lot of things live. but I've actually changed up a little bit of that now to make it a little bit more easier, because it's like being an octopus. You have to like control everything,
and you have to know which keyboard you're going to hit for that particular sound,
or it won't work. It'll just it's. I always tell people with my situation, it's kind of like having a really fast train, and you're trying to jump on the train while it's moving, and you're just hoping that you're actually going to get through the door.
Because if you're playing just keyboard straight, you're playing guitar or drums, you have one set of things. You're either playing with a guitar, it's chords, or lead.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to minimize that, but that's what it is. But with this, you've got this set of keyboards here that's going to make a certain sound, this set of keyboards here that's going to make another set of sound, and then over here, and maybe even behind you, depending on, or you have them stacked up, whichever way.
One of these days, there'll be something behind me. I'll be just spin around like a chair like this. I'm doing it all myself.
So you've got to keep it straight in your head, not just the songs, but which keyboards you need for the particular sounds of the songs.
Yeah, and it can be overwhelming. It really can be. Yeah.
My head would explode. I'm just not that. I could not keep that straight.
Mine does all the time, but I'm surprised. Like the shirt, it's exactly how exactly my head is exactly like this.
Yeah, make sure the camera
exactly like this every time I play.
But as you're doing it, it's getting easier and easier.
Yeah. Well, it's like trial and error. You go out, you play, and you find out what works and what doesn't. And I really found out actually what doesn't. And Sean Baums, who recorded the EP, gave me a lot of advice.
I'm glad you brought up his name, because Sean is with the 1-2s.
Yeah,
very talented guy, and
it's amazing.
A good friend of the show, and we just had them on recently.
We love you, Sean.
Yeah, so he must have had a lot of fun working with you.
Yeah, he did. I always feel like I either take too long, and he's like, "Nah, man, what are you talking about?"
He's so low key.
Yeah,
he's just so low key.
I say I don't want him to get offended, but he reminds me of like a punk version of Tom Waits. I mean, you know,
I see a little bit of that.
I've watched like a Jim Jarmusch film recently, and I'm like, man, this is Sean all over the place. I really got shown this.
But you can't, you know what? You can't let that fool you, because he's so focused on what he wants to do.
He is extremely. He's very professional about what he does,
and it's good. I love talking music with him. He just loved hearing what he has to say about it. So that had to be a lot of fun. Now, how did you meet Sean for this EP?
I think.
Had you known him before, or is this something that you just stumbled into it with him?
I met him at a show actually in Bristol, where I'm from, and my friend told me about his band to go out and check out the show, and I think I checked him out before and thought, this is really good. I'd like to go see him live. Yeah. And I went and I went and saw him, and then I like nervously after a set walked up to him, kind of was like, "Hey, I really, really liked your music a lot, man. Like, where are you guys playing next?" He was pretty cool about it, because I thought it was going to be kind of like really awkward, but he's a really good guy. And we after that we met and we played a show together at Kung Fu Necktie, and I think it was the first time he actually heard me play live, and he suggested that, if I was recording anything, he has a studio. Yeah. So I said, I would love to do it. Yeah, I would love to come over and work with you for that.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, very good. All right, we're going to go on to song number 3, come back, talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about where people can find your music and where you're going to be playing next. The song is called Neon Blood Highway. The EP again is Pink Oscillator, and the band is Lapses on yourlocalnote.com. Song is called Neon Blood Highway, and the EP is Pink Oscillator, and we're hanging with Lapses. Matt from Lapses is with us. All right, Matt, this song, Neon Blood Highway, how did you come up with this, and why did you call it Neon Blood Highway?
Well, it was the songwriting process, I guess, just kind of just working through the ideas I had. This is actually the first song off the EP I started writing. Out of all the other songs, this was the song I said, okay, well, I'm going to start trying to change up things here and there and actually start changing my drum beats and putting some consistency to my songs so people aren't confused. And the best thing for me was just still having fun with it and making sure I love it. But I think besides all the technical stuff, I created the name Neon Blood Highway was developed from a concept I had that is actually part of the EP. I won't get into too much of it, but
no. What we want to get into that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're going to go right into the concept of the EP. So when you're putting this, because sometimes songs, especially if you're writing songs and have lyrics with the songs,
right,
it makes it easy to put them together and maybe come up with a theme. Now you just have music, and it's an instrumental. So how do you have a concept with that? Explain that to me.
Well, it could work different ways. I mean, you could come up with a concept and write the song, or you could write the song and come up with the concept. And in this way, I did write the song, named the song, and came up with the concept around it, which was a little unorthodox, I guess. But I'm sure there are other people have done it. But the name Neon Blood Highway was supposed to be sort of like almost like a car chase kind of name, but the concept itself is sort of about a girl who it's supposed to be in the future, and she uploads her consciousness into this car she has, and it takes on sort of like her thoughts and sort of goes on the mind of her own. So there's a
story, even though there's no words, you have stories to your songs.
Yeah, I tell people, even though there's no lyrics to most of my songs, if there's a concept on it, you have the way to put the beginning, middle, and end to the song. Then
what was the next song that you followed up with after that, as far as developing the concept?
I think the next one was Neon, not Neon, what's the first one? I just said there. Night of the Dreamer, which was...
So that was the next song.
Yeah, Night of the Dreamer was... It's similar to that kind of concept, but each song is about women in the future, which is... Okay. Yeah, but...
Do you feel that you could... I guess pigeonhole yourself if you're trying to stick with a concept too rigidly, because sometimes music it just flows, and if you come up with something good. I mean, I guess I should ask: have you come up with songs that didn't fit the concept and said, you know what, I'm just going to put this aside for later?
Really, no. With this, I every song I had, I was able to sort of fit into the mold. I mean, it was really just trying to figure out like what worked, what I felt worked best for the song, and then if I felt the song worked in a way where I wanted the concept to work, I would work the concept in there. I wouldn't try to force it in there. But with Night of the Dreamer, it was basically the same process. Like I made the song, I put the name of the song together, and then I put the lyrics not lyrics, the concept together for it.
Yeah. All right. And what made you choose to write lyrics for Hologram Heart? I forgot to ask you that.
Because I felt the song really could use lyrics. It was the first song that I thought that should have vocals in it. And it's a very pretty, and a lot of people have also thrown the word ballad around with the song, which I could see. I think I'm not sure if it was the biggest intention for it to be a ballad, but I wanted it to be sort of a romantic science fiction concept.
So science fiction is a big influence for you.
Yeah, with what I've been doing with this, definitely. Okay.
Your other music prior, I guess, incarnations was not so much influenced by science fiction.
My first project I did before this was called Time Ghost, and it was when I first started playing keyboards, and I actually It was very science fiction based, but it was a mix between personal and science fiction. Actually, I would go on stage with one Casio keyboard and use the drums on the Casio keyboard, and I would dress in like a beige, almost like kind of like a one-piece sort of suit, and I would tell people I'm a time traveler from the year 20 some odd so on, and people loved it and they got a laugh out of it. But my songs were personally about me. It was kind of like if a singer-songwriter talked about himself, I could actually use this and play around with that kind of concept, like a pun.
So you need an idea in order to work on your music.
Yeah.
So that's no different than any other song.
No, I'm biting off all of them.
Okay. Very cool.
No, it's great. I love doing it. Yeah,
how many
it
songs?
Keeps me going.
How many songs on the EP?
4.
The 4. Okay.
Yeah.
The four we played tonight.
Right.
Are you looking ahead to another EP or another album, or what are you looking to do?
Well, right now I'm working on 2 new songs at the moment, and I have a compilation that's coming out on the awesome label.
You gotta give them a shout out.
Yeah, 30th Floor Records from Wales in the UK. They are awesome.
Don't they? They sort of specialize in synthwave.
They do. They do like synth pop, synthwave, electro pop, but mostly it surrounds 80s style music. And Mike George, who's the guy who runs the label, is amazing. He runs a tight ship over there. But I'm doing I'm working on a compilation that's involved with 30th Floor Records right now, which is called Mortal Synth Combat, which is different synthwave artists, not just ones on the label, but other ones that we all know are. We're all covering Mortal Kombat level themes.
I get it. Okay.
So we all chose different.
That sounds levels. Like fun.
It is fun. It's hard too, because it's the first time I'm actually trying to do a cover song that isn't really easy. I've done them before, but this is difficult. Okay. Really difficult.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And let us send it to us when you're done with it.
I will. Okay. Definitely.
Appreciate
that.
Okay. Where can people find your music?
30thfloorvault.bandcamp.com.
30thfloorvault.bandcamp.com. Do you have it on there? Okay.
Yeah.
Mike always likes to say, why do you mention that? It's on the screen there. But I have to. It's old habits, bad habits.
It's all good.
And then you've got a Facebook page?
I do. You just go on Facebook and search Lapses. I'm so unprofessional.
LAPSES. Well, it's kind of tough. You're basically a one-man band here, and so there's so much to do nowadays.
That's the beauty, because your instruments don't talk back to you.
That's true. That's a good thing. Yeah. But the tough part is you got to do everything.
I got to do everything. Okay, I got to take care of them. I'm the dad and mom.
It sounds really cool. I really enjoyed listening to your music. I've enjoyed talking with you.
Enjoyed talking to you too.
Thank you. We're gonna wrap this up with Black Lipstick. Tell us a little bit about that.
Black Lipstick is very similar to Neon Blood Highway, because it was actually the name of the EP Pink Oscillator has something to do specifically with this song, because it is about a teenage girl who is very shy, and they have this thing called Pink Oscillator, which is a computer chip that they implant into people that can actually boost your confidence, and you can, be a better person. And she gets the implant.
In the 80s, that was called cocaine.
Cocaine. I think that's probably where I all got inspired from.
I'm just making a poor joke, but
right.
Go ahead.
And it just it did the job, but did it too well. And so, but it's sort of the idea about rebellion, I guess, because
very cool. All right.
Teenagers are all about.
Yes, it is. It is all about rebellion. Matt, like I said, I just enjoyed hanging out and talking with you about your music. Love the fact that it's just it's just a different style. I think it's fun to listen to, and keep up the good work.
Thank you for having me here, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, we've got another vidcast. We just need a confirmation, but we're pretty much tentatively set for Tuesday. But You go ahead, speak.
People?
Yes, we're waiting for them to confirm.
Oh, now they have to come.
Well, we'll
confirm,
see.
people.
We'll see.
Come on.
They think it's going to be okay. They just
actually, hold on.
Did they email us? They did.
Confirmed.
Oh, it's confirmed. All right, Tuesday.
Confirmed live.
The
First
people.
time ever.
Cool.
There you
Very
go.
nice.
August 4th.
That's our next vidcast live. This will be up on our site on Monday, and it goes for a week. You're featured
Cool.
on the front of our website for
Very cool.
a full week, and then you go into archives, and you're with us all the time.
Yay.
All right. All right, wrapping things up here with Black Lipstick from the EP Pink Oscillator. It's been great hanging out with Matt, and the band is called Lapses on yourlocalnote.com.